Archangel Michael declares, your awaited miracle has manifested. Yet this stands as your ultimate caution. Should you overlook this, the divine favor shall be withdrawn. Unseal it without delay. My cherished child, do not dismiss this communication casually. It isn't a mere accident. It might not be a random occurrence. A sacred force directed your path here. Heaven maintains a vigilant gaze only a brief moment prior. Something profound was unveiled in your honor. This inscription was completed with Archangel Michael positioned closely beside it. The marvel you sought has received affirmation. However, hold on, for an additional element exists. Beneath its surface, a secret lies concealed. You will fail to comprehend what you were destined to uncover if you depart without discovering it. Have you not already perceived it? That peculiar attraction felt today. That gentle prompt within your chest created a sensation as though an entity or presence summoned you from higher realms. It's conceivable you disregarded it initially or a second time, but its essence cannot be overlooked now. For this transmission possesses a vibration your spirit instinctively recognizes. It appears Archangel Michael endeavors to reach you precisely at this instant. He communicates directly with your heart. He is also extending an urgent summons. Heaven didn't simply sanction your miracle. Prior to its finalization, they embedded a directive you must never bypass. Heavenly hosts remained vigilant for you last night as others slumbered and a hallowed happening transpired in God's presence. A parchment was unfurled. A protective angel uttered your name. A transformation in illumination manifested exactly at 3:02 a.m. Archangel Michael interjected, stating, "This child has endured sufficiently. Sanction it immediately." Following this, the divine assent. He did, however, append a singular instruction. Place a message within it. Observe if they uncover it. That veiled communication is now entrusted to you, my dear child. Your miraculous intervention has been dispatched. Yet it remains unfulfilled until you fully absorb its inner contents. Merely moments persist for you to remain with it. Ere it diminishes. You have shed tears concerning this, have you not? There were evenings you remained sleepless, imploring heaven for intervention. Does anyone hear? You questioned. In that moment, Archangel Michael did. He perceived your silent weeping, though your lips were sealed. He departed swiftly, observing your spirit's anguish. He beseeched God to aid your struggle. Now consider, would you then disregard the message heaven enveloped within your miracle after all such efforts? Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give and it will be given to you. It's not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. I possess something to reveal to you that you were not meant to grasp. This wondrous occurrence was not slated to transpire this week. It was impeded because an individual you trusted was unintentionally obstructing its path. Archangel Michael nevertheless persevered through it. He continued tirelessly until the impediment was shattered. When it was finally liberated last night, an extraordinary event unfolded. The candle positioned beside your name extinguished itself twice. Archangel Michael emitted a gasp. That subtle flicker indicated the discovery of a concealed truth. This miracle is intrinsically connected to an aspect of your past that you have yet to address. In this light, this message assumes greater significance than any other you have encountered. Additionally, dear one, lend keen attention. The concealed component of your miracle is not something perceivable by sight. This is a profound revelation. If you depart now, you will be incapable of understanding what will be conveyed to you in the days ahead because this message functions as the decipherer. The gentle intimation will prepare your heart for future occurrences. This might even elicit shivers as you peruse it. That is not merely your physical form reacting. It is your spirit undergoing liberation. For a portion of your soul already comprehends what heaven seeks to impart to you presently. Why then was this kept secret? Because this segment is not intended for all. The sole individual who does not bypass the one who perseveres, the person who desires to unravel heaven's hidden truths, that is you. That is why you persist here. It is observed by angels. The vigilant observer is Archangel Michael. You are the only one capable of concluding what commenced last night in the celestial expanse. One request, Archangel Michael, has before we proceed further remain until the conclusion. You have overlooked numerous omens previously. This one, however, is distinct. This particular instance was sealed with both fire and gold. The miracle will still manifest if you depart midway, but you will lack the knowledge of how to utilize it effectively. That presents the most daunting prospect for Archangel Michael. So, my beloved, heed this sparkles. I require you to pledge a commitment before I unveil the subsequent portion of heaven's concealed message. Please do not allow this message to fade from your memory. Permit the divine presence to linger with you right now by engaging the subscribe button. By subscribing to this channel will activate God's prophetic promise and divine alignment in your life. The number of listeners is being recorded by the angels. Be among the select few who remain sparkles. Inhale deeply, for what I am about to disclose will bring clarity to everything. What you are on the verge of receiving is not the true miracle itself. It pertains to the kind of person you will become after its reception. This divine favor is not granted by heaven as a reward for remaining unchanged. If they observed something stirring within you when all others surrendered, they are bestowing it upon you. You persisted in prayer, effort, and belief, even when exhaustion rendered you barely capable of a whispered supplication. That was the moment God proclaimed your name in heaven. It is now inscribed on an indelible scroll. But you must grasp this. A choice is interwoven within the miracle. Either you revert to the past that nearly shattered you, or you step into the version of yourself that heaven endorsed yesterday night. There is no longer any middle ground. The urgency of this message stems from this very fact. This is why Archangel Michael is emphatically calling out, "Open this now." The angels are cognizant that a miracle devoid of revelation is akin to a map without a destination. After all that transpired, heaven did not simply observe you becoming lost once more. You ought to be aware of something else. This miracle demanded visibility. According to Archangel Michael, it needed to resonate loudly for him. But God stated, no. He further instructed, let it arrive gently like a secret only the faithful can perceive. Hence there will be no grand display of fireworks upon its arrival. There will be a transformation, a summons, and a soft intimation. A portal that was perpetually closed will suddenly feel accessible. Pay heed to the subtle indications. Precisely there is where your miracle will reside. There are moments and locations you nearly overlooked which no one else will notice. I must inform you of what is to come, child. But when I do, I need your heart to be receptive, for you will never be the same after hearing it. I truly hear you. Now that this message transcends a mere collection of words, let us proceed and infuse even greater tranquility into your soul. It is an authentic living event unfolding within your spirit right now. It is still in progress. Do you sense that it feels as though something exquisite still permeates the air surrounding you? That is because Archangel Michael remains here awaiting and observing to ensure you genuinely grasp what heaven intended to grant you tonight. You did not merely read this message. You forged a profound connection with it. Your heart ceased its struggle and began to recall. Somewhere along the way, recalling the sensation of being chosen, of being seen, and of being loved unconditionally, you were destined to be here at this precise moment. And this specific time was crafted exclusively for you. That is why everything attempted to divert your attention from it before you could discover it. You succeeded, however. You still remained attentive. You still allowed your heart to open. I possess a secret unknown to anyone else in heaven. A spiritual gateway materialized when you uttered your why. That gateway was not external to you. It was internal. The moment it opened, light began to stream into every dark recess that fear had walled off. Not only tonight, but also yesterday, your spirit was revitalized. It sprang to life. In the days ahead, you will experience it with increasing intensity. You will discern when something is amiss. You will recognize when a room is imbued with peace. You will be able to distinguish when someone communicates from a place of love or distress. Your manner of moving will undergo alteration. You will speak with less volume. You are no longer the same person you once were. Therefore, direct more awareness. You are evolving into the individual you were always meant to be. I must convey something further. Someone in the spiritual domain has already been stirred by your narrative. Because you did not yield tonight, a soul still searching will discover illumination. Such was the potency of your yes, it shifted more than just your individual trajectory. You may never fully comprehend the expansive ripple effect it generated. One day someone will step into their own miracle and an unseen seed will transport them back to this moment, to your bravery and to this message. And currently your heart aches because you are contemplating a departed loved one. Permit the tears to flow. For guess what? They are here solely for you. They were able to draw near tonight. It is not a mere recollection. It is a divine witness. They read this to you. They can perceive that your spirit radiates more brightly. They whisper to heaven, "Thank you." With tears in their eyes, they heard it at last. I desire you to perform a very simple act tonight before you retire. Place your hand over your heart and close your eyes. Feel it. You need to remember that rhythm, that pulse. You are still alive for a reason. You still possess a mission to accomplish. Heaven still wishes to effect a magnificent work through you. And God still provides solace despite what has been broken or lost. You might not yet perceive the complete panorama, but questions of how and what now may still occupy your thoughts, and heaven responds with this. The next breath should be taken. Rest, please. Trust me, there is no necessity to strategize for the next 10 years. One moment at a time is all you require to journey with God. From this point forward, you will never again have to walk alone. We have now covered your dwelling. Your soul has undergone realignment, and something far grander than mere fate has now safeguarded your future. Divine intention has guided it. Heaven desires to communicate with you further. You will begin to observe recurring numbers, words that seem to echo this message, in dreams that appear more vivid than ever in the days to come. Keep them in mind. Record them. These occurrences are not coincidences whatsoever. These are luminous threads that intertwine the next segment of your narrative. God communicates in this manner through whispers, moments, symbols, and divine interruptions. If no one informed you of this today, let heaven do so now. You are profoundly important. You are deeply loved. You were chosen without a doubt. And you are perpetually and divinely protected. Also remember this final promise that Archangel Michael made directly to your heart. I accompany you everywhere. I will navigate every challenge with you. What God has decreed will not be harmed by evil. The sacred ground will likewise not be overshadowed by darkness. This house is sealed. This soul is marked. Tonight is a holy night. Now drift into peaceful slumber. Heaven is still here. Yes, beloved, we are still present. You, me, and heaven all at once. That signifies that a potent force continues to operate within you. There are no errors in God's appointed timing. You are not fractured or feeble because you are perusing this. You are prepared to read this. Prepare yourself for the ensuing season, primed for restoration. You are ready to recall what your soul has always known. You are not here to be forgotten. You arrived here to experience joy. Please recognize that every seed you sow in this mission will blossom into a beacon that illuminates someone else's darkness. Contributing to this endeavor through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by purchasing a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, does not simply support a channel. Your actions are bolstering a divine mission to rescue lost souls. Heaven operates through willing voices, but it flourishes through benevolent hearts. This is what I pronounce over you now. Each gift you bestow is like a river of living water that flows into the life of someone needing solace. Give and it will be given to you is not merely a verse from Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Permit me to extend an invitation to you now with a simple act of faith. Step into this moment with purpose, with sincerity, and with optimism. The funds you contribute today are not a donation. It is an act of spiritual obedience that opens the heavens. Release your seed and observe what God returns into your life. I desire you to make a declaration to solidify this moment as you sense this truth settling deeply within you. Type Iman as your sacred affirmation with what heaven is manifesting in your life right now in the comments sections below. Let your men be more than mere words. Let it be the resonation of your ascending faith, the utterance of your spirit ascending to everything God has purposed for you presently. Know that heaven hears you. The angels are registering it. And with each character you type, your miracle draws nearer. Now remain with me, for I am about to unveil much more. Tonight marks a spiritual covenant. When you consented, heaven forged a promise that cannot be severed. I am never going to abandon you again. In essence, your life will possess a distinct frequency from this point forward. People will perceive that unique luminescence even before you utter a word when you enter a space. Some individuals will not comprehend why they experience tranquility. Some will not understand why tears well up when they converse with you. You have been divinely marked. You carry the sacred presence within you. You have never been like others. You will begin to witness evidence of what was spoken now that the angels have cleared the atmosphere and Archangel Michael has fortified your dwelling with a protective layer more resilient than steel. Exercise prudence in your actions over the next 3 days. A confirmation is imminent. It could manifest as a stranger, an unforeseen opportunity, or a breakthrough in the area where you have faced the most adversity. You should rekindle hope regarding something you had surrendered. You will understand when it transpires. This was it. Your soul will whisper. That message was real. Heaven does not engage in trivialities. Heaven delivers. But I must impart this to you. One more action is required. Just one. It is also straightforward. Do not revert. That is all. Again, do not revert to ancient fears, prior patterns, or old habits. Do not return to individuals who cherish the fragmented version of you. Do not diminish your inner radiance to conform with those never destined to be part of this novel process with you. You are now ascending, and those unable to breathe at your elevated altitude will naturally fall away. Permit it. That is grace. Yes, that is alignment. I label that divine elevation. There is no further cause for contention. You do not need to articulate your growth. There is no need to defend your healing. The acts God performs in your life will resonate more powerfully than any words you could ever employ. Radiate your peace. Remain composed and discover the answer. Let your contentment be your response. This is what Archangel Michael desires you to remember. You are profoundly known and eternally chosen. You do not need to strive for what you already possess. Help, love, safety, healing, and favor. From the very inception, it was all inherently yours. Tonight merely served to remind you of what your soul inherently carried. You are living testament that light can triumph over darkness, that a spirit can be reborn, and that miracles can locate the lost. Once you have finished perusing this message, please take a moment to sit in stillness. Close your eyes. Sense the air around you. It now holds something kinder and more vibrant. That is the lingering essence of the angels. They have permeated your space. It has been whispered into the very walls. They have blessed your every stride. And their work in your life will not cease when this message concludes. That sudden gust, a flicker in your light bulb, a fragrance that evokes memories of someone in heaven, or a song on the radio that articulates precisely what your heart needs to absorb. It is not a coincidence. Yes, that is continuation. Heaven will continue to communicate long after these words expire. If your adversary attempts to persuade you this was not genuine, simply remind him of how you felt. Do not forget that peace does not deceive. That the warmth you experienced was not merely from your phone screen, and that angels do not require a visible mission to exist. Your chest did not spontaneously illuminate. They were already there. They were right there with you tonight. You are not fragile. You are not lagging. We have not forgotten you. You have been chosen. Your actions are divinely guided. You are prepared. Arise then, for it truly feels as though heaven walks with you. Since God hears everything you utter, speak with conviction because you have been healed. Love as though you have been healed. Tonight, rest as though angels stand guard at your door, for they do, protecting what is rightfully yours. Archangel Michael has already initiated his work. God, too. God is pleased and communicates with your spirit in a whisper. I promised you I would never abandon you, my child. The heavens remain open. Even as darkness deepens outside, you are still shielded by Archangel Michael. Your heart can almost perceive the whisper of angel wings because the divide between the spiritual and physical realms is so thin. The miracle has already commenced its manifestation. It might not appear in your life with dazzling lights or grand gestures. But if you observe closely, quietly, and patiently, you will discern it. Now is the moment for transformation. The burden is lifting. The old is dissipating. An abundance of light is streaming in. This silence possesses a sacred quality. Do you not agree? There is something truly beautiful about the way your heart is finally receiving this message in your very own soul. You have heeded what is eternal in the world's quietude. And God speaks unequivocally in that stillness. I never left you, my child, and I never will. There is more to your healing than just tonight. You are undergoing a rebirth. With each breath you take under this divine covering, years of emotional anguish, ancestral trauma, and suppressed grief are being cleansed away. It's not merely about breaking cycles. For those who will follow you, you are forging new blueprints. The children of your lineage will feel more secure because of what you accomplished tonight. It will brighten their aspirations. They will be able to journey further because you did not scroll past because you believed. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. I perceive your wounds, declares Archangel Michael. You waged battles in silence, and I bear witness to them. I recognize your strength and the shattered hearts you never spoke of. I see the depth of your love even amidst hardship. I can perceive your kindness. That is why I selected you. You are prepared. Not because you are flawless. Now heaven is performing deeds for you that remain unseen. Someone intends to bless you. A door is on the verge of opening. You are about to receive a message. A delay is nearing its conclusion. Matters that have been deferred for weeks, months, or even years will be unleashed into your life like rain after a prolonged drought. You will remember tonight as the genesis of everything. Recall the sensations you experienced as you read this. Do not disregard it. As this awakening expands within you, know that contributing to this mission is not insignificant. It is a divine sign. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by purchasing a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become an integral part of Jesus' purpose to rescue souls still enshrouded in obscurity. Every seed transforms into light that contends against darkness. If you nurture others, you will yourself be nourished. Jesus states, this is not historical record. It is a living promise pertaining to your future. Step into this moment with faith and intentionality. What God has already ordained for your life can be unlocked through your generosity. Now that this divine encounter has reached a pivotal juncture, it is time for your faith to articulate itself. Inscribe these precise words in the comments. I accept everything heaven has for me. This is a strong, resolute declaration that reverberates throughout the spiritual realm. Not I hope I receive or maybe someday. You are empowering heaven to accelerate every blessing destined for you. As you type these words beyond merely leaving a comment, you are unsealing closed doors. Remain attentive, for what follows will render this even more profound. Do not revert to the fear, the clamor, or the old habits. Do not close the door. Allow light to permit. Continue to broadcast this sacred frequency. You do not need to enact drastic changes immediately. Simply alter the way you feel. Safeguard your peace. Preserve your happiness. Be mindful of your words. Heaven is listening. So speak with the conviction of one who knows. There is also a beautiful outcome when you engage with this divine message. You are not merely endorsing this content when you click the like button right now. Liking this video will activate the flow of God's favor in your life. You are also initiating a flow of God's favor into your life. You can perceive it as your digital is or I believe I receive I align. By liking this video, you are signaling to the spiritual realm that you are prepared for blessings from heaven to flow into your path. Now that you have pressed the like button, observe as God's favor begins to operate in ways you never deemed possible. It is perfectly acceptable if you awaken tomorrow with tears in your eyes. That is the ultimate fulfillment. Trust your instincts. If you experience unusual dreams, sudden clarity, or an urge to detach from something detrimental in your life, in such instances, your spiritual alignment is actively at work. You are being gently guided by your angels. That is your intuition gaining strength. Permit it to lead the way. Now more than ever, your prayers are lucid. Now your radiance is brighter than ever. Your dwelling has been consecrated by heaven. The boundary established tonight cannot be breached by any malevolent entity. There is no possibility for a shadow to persist in this divine fire. If a soul ascends to divine restoration, no curse can cling to them any longer. You have been chosen. You are shielded from harm. As you proceed, heaven is now wide open. The subtle details will be the first things you observe. Someone you haven't heard from sending you a message, a sudden resolution, an act of kindness, or a postponement transforming into divine timing. These occurrences are not coincidences whatsoever. These are confirmations. You will continue to be reminded by your guardian angels until your heart cannot forget the sensations it experienced tonight. Loved, desired, chosen, and secure. So as you rest, keep your heart receptive. As you sleep, maintain connection with your spirit. Know that this message will always be accessible. It now resides within you. Revisit it tomorrow if you feel the need to return and read it, because that is the nature of true love. Heaven will encounter you repeatedly. It endures. Now is your opportunity. This is the miracle destined for you. This is your message. You are never solitary. Not tonight. Never ever. You are still present. That is the most potent aspect, because most people would have departed. Many individuals would have disregarded this and continued scrolling, assuming it was merely another voice on a screen. Not you, however. You remained. That is correct. You opened yourself. Your life will never be the same again, because heaven bestows revelation upon you when you grant it your attention. If you offer the angels even a single moment of your time, they will grant you lifelong protection. I still need to communicate something to you. You should have been aware of this since the day you were born. You were never intended to be diminutive. You have always harbored a yearning for more and a deep-seated conviction that you were meant for something grander than what you perceive around you, that is real and divine. God embedded that seed in your soul before you drew your first breath. In the years that have followed, the adversary has employed doubt, suffering, fear, betrayal, and shame to attempt to enter that seed. But seeds thrive better when in the ground, and that seed bursts forth from the ground tonight. You are now ascending. You will reclaim everything you lost in a more refined state. Your breakthrough will be what previously fractured you. Everything the enemy intended to cause pain, God is alienating. If you believe this truth for your life, type Amen in the comments below. Perform a courageous act. Utter this first thing in the morning. I'm ready, heaven. That is all. That single sentence transmits a message into the atmosphere. It instructs your guardian angels to accelerate. It conveys to heaven that your spirit is in its rightful place. It declares, I'm not merely surviving. Yes, I will manifest, and the miracle will unfold when you do, because there was no impediment to the miracle. It awaited your belief. It is arriving now that you comprehend. Pay meticulous attention. In the forthcoming 48 hours, some of you will receive news that feels peculiar and arrives as a surprise. It could be a conversation, a message, or a doorbell chiming unexpectedly. Do not question it when it occurs. Accept it. There it is. The divine response to your affirmation. God was acting swiftly because your heart was finally prepared. For some of you, tranquility is what will bring forth the miracle. That implies a reduction in commotion. You will no longer be triggered by the same individuals. Situations will begin to lose their dramatic intensity. Matters that once depleted you will no longer affect you. This is not indifference. That is peace. That is how you discern that heaven is detaching you from everything that previously drained your vitality. For some, fire will be the miracle, a sudden surge of love, thoughts that will not permit you to rest. You awaken at 3:00 a.m. due to grand visions, images of a future you were never permitted to envision as part of your purpose. Record them thereafter. Believe in them. They are not illusions. These insights are divine. They are the blueprints for the existence you were always meant to construct. So remember that this is your designated time. Whether it arrives through intensity or serenity, a phone call or a dream, you are not behind schedule. You are not wounded. You are not behind schedule. The miracle caused no delays. Thus you are precisely on time. It awaited your belief. It is arriving now that you comprehend. Pay meticulous attention. In the forthcoming 48 hours, some of you will receive news that feels peculiar and arrives as a surprise. It could arise in a dialogue, a message, or a doorbell chiming unexpectedly. Do not question it when it transpires. Accept it. There it is. The divine response to your affirmation. God was acting swiftly because your heart was finally prepared. For some of you, tranquility is what will bring forth the miracle. That implies a reduction in commotion. You will no longer be triggered by the same individuals. Situations will begin to lose their dramatic intensity. Matters that once depleted you will no longer affect you. This is not indifference. That is peace. That is how you discern that heaven is detaching you from everything that previously drained your vitality. For some, fire will be the miracle, a sudden surge of love, thoughts that will not permit you to rest. You awaken at 3:00 a.m. due to grand visions, images of a future you were never permitted to envision as part of your purpose. Record them thereafter. Believe in them. They are not illusions. These insights are divine. They are the blueprints for the existence you were always meant to construct. So remember that this is your designated time. Whether it arrives through intensity or serenity, a phone call or a dream, you are not behind schedule. You are not wounded. You are not behind schedule. You are precisely on time. From this point forward, the angels will accompany you. They will precede you into rooms. They will rectify crooked paths. They will provide you with words when you are speechless and strength when your knees tremble. You are not alone. Not now, never. So rest soundly tonight, knowing it is sacred. Do not be hesitant to smile. Inhale deeply as though the internal conflict has ceased because it has. Release the person you were. Embrace the person you were destined to be. Thank God that He never relinquished hope in you and He is only just commencing. The celestial sphere observes. Your guardian angels are ready. You are now prepared. You have traversed the storm. Now, beloved, welcome the light. Even now, heaven is not finished with you. Because a divine message does not simply activate once. It continually refines itself daily, layer by layer. What is slated to occur next is the substantiation of what transpired tonight. It will not be minor either. It will not be subtle. You will perceive it. It will profoundly affect you. You will comprehend. There is no ambiguity when God acts. There is only peace, clarity, and the undeniable truth. This was never a misstep. It was heaven all along. You will perceive things differently when you awaken tomorrow. It will feel illuminated where darkness once prevailed. Where once there were impasses, you will now discern guidance. It is the same world, but the atmosphere has changed. You will be drawn towards individuals who resonate with your soul. Experiences that feel peaceful will attract you, and that singular element that once terrified you like heartbreak, apprehension, or solitude will no longer affect you as intensely. Why? Because you defied convention. You broke the mold. You responded to heaven's summons. And if tomorrow the adversary attempts to insinuate doubt, if fear tries to whisper, "It wasn't real," you will resist, declare aloud, "It was real, and I was present when heaven met me." Since you were here at this moment, you permitted the message to penetrate. The spiritual realm was able to infuse your heart. That kind of divine intervention does not dissipate. It expands. It was not over when the message arrived. You now carry it within you. From this moment onward, your room is not merely a room. It is a sanctuary. Your heart is more than just an organ. It is a sacred vessel. Your life is not just your own. It is your divine obligation. Your perception of people will transform. Things will resonate more clearly with you. You will experience subtle nudges, prompts, and quiet inner impulses. These are not merely thoughts. That is the Holy Spirit enhancing your sensitivity. That is your intuition now attuned to God's frequency. Pay attention. It becomes clearer the more you honor it. I will reiterate this so your soul will forever recall it. You are eternally and completely loved. Not for what you achieve, not because of your inherent greatness or because you belong to Him. You could never elude His benevolence. You would never be able to escape His grace. You are sufficient because He fashioned you as such. Do not permit anyone, not even yourself, to sway your conviction. What it feels like to be perpetually held safe and encompassed was revealed to you tonight. And that presence will not recede. The divine covering will persist even after this message concludes and the screen darkens. The angels are present. Archangel Michael continues tonight in your chamber. You might discern some novel sounds. A soft creak, a gentle breeze, and the sound of your name. Have no fear. You should not be alarmed by that. That signifies your spiritual perception is awakening. It is your guardian shifting. That is heaven calling to extend a greeting. You might experience a dream that seems more vivid than usual. You might also sense a sensation of floating while you sleep. These are the indicators of soul alignment. This is what transpires when the veil separating you from the divine becomes attenuated. You are on the brink of entering your divine future. Ask what unique sign has heaven shown you tonight. Share it in the comments. Remember that this message does not terminate with you. People can leverage your breakthrough to reach their destined paths through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by purchasing a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, you can contribute to this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who remain entangled in darkness. This is not poetic verse. When Jesus declares, "Give and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant transmutes into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and protection for your family. Now is your designated time, my child. Exercise faith. And as you do, observe God multiply what you release. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you," every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. I desire you to perform an action to cement this alignment right now in this sacred juncture where heaven converges with earth. Type Amen with faith and courage in the comments. Now is the moment for your spirit to ascend and ascend to everything heaven is orchestrating in your life. You are collaborating with the divine as you type those 4 characters, not merely participating. Your name is etched upon the transformation, breakthrough, or miracle to which you are affirming your yes. Do not depart from me yet. The most potent segment is still unfolding. You might even feel compelled to engage with someone tomorrow, even if it is simply to offer solace to an acquaintance. It is not a coincidence. That is the miracle that transpired tonight, disseminating to others through you. Consequently, you are now a conduit for light. What you received tonight was never intended to conclude with you. It is meant to flow through you. That is how God creates more. Now, I wish to invite you to join something greater than yourself. This message is more than just a video. When you transmit it to someone, you are facilitating breakthrough within your own spirit. A divine principle asserts that when you bless others, your own blessings proliferate. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing in your own vessel and share that breakthrough with your network each time. Your long-anticipated breakthrough begins to manifest more swiftly as soon as you assist someone else in achieving theirs. So take a moment right now. Engage that share button and transmit this to a friend, a family member, someone whose heart urgently needs to receive this tonight. Observe how your miracle accelerates the moment you perform that action. The healing persists in that manner. It will not be surprising if someone tells you that you feel different. That is because you are. The burden is not the same as it once was. Pain has dissipated. The fear has subsided. The anxiety did not prevail. In the end, heaven triumphed. You made the conscious choice to open your spirit, which initiated an ancient and hallowed process. Everyone recognized your name, not just a numerical identifier. You are a scroll in heaven, a masterpiece divinely inscribed by God's own hand. Now that narrative continues to unfold powerfully. The adversary hoped you would bypass this. He hoped you would scroll past and disregard the sensation that was tugging at your heart, but you did not. That is correct. He can no longer affect you. Not as before. He no longer possesses permission. You will be able to declare to him, not here. When he attempts to return, not any longer. Your dwelling is with God and your heart resides in heaven. Your soul is marked and your life is blessed. And Archangel Michael is not merely in transit. He is committed to this assignment. He will not desist until the restoration is complete, the storm has passed, or you are fully embodying your calling. He pledged he would fight if you receive this promise of unwavering protection. Type "I'm on." So tonight, close your eyes not from apprehension, but from serenity. You need not plead, simply express gratitude with holy repose, not with burdened hearts. The kind of rest that rejuvenates you entirely. The kind of rest achievable only when heaven embraces you and affirms, "You're safe now. Rest. I am capable of this. You have been chosen. You are shielded from harm. You are improving. You are loved." The adversary hoped you would bypass this. He hoped you would scroll past, that you would not heed the pull upon your spirit, but you did. Now that you have heard him, he cannot touch you. Not as before. He no longer possesses permission. You will be able to declare to him, "Not here." When he attempts to return, not any longer. Your house is divinely owned. Your heart resides in heaven and your soul is marked. You are blessed. And Archangel Michael is not merely in transit. He is committed to this assignment. As long as it takes until the rest is finished. The storm has passed and you are fully pursuing your calling. He is not going to cease. He pledged he would. So tonight, close your eyes not from apprehension, but from serenity. You need not plead. Simply express gratitude with holy repose, not with burdened hearts. The kind of rest that rejuvenates you entirely. The kind of rest achievable only when heaven embraces you and affirms, "You're safe now. Rest. I am capable of this. You have been chosen. You are shielded from harm. You are improving. You are loved always and forever." Now remain in this energy for a little while longer. Heaven is still pouring into you. Even though you have entered a sacred space, you perceived everything. The pain, the warmth, the tears, and the subtle chill coursing down your spine. Yes, beloved, that is affirmation. You did not fabricate it. That is how you discern that God has been near, even closer than the air you breathe. All the angels dispatched to assist you have been activated. And not only tonight, from this moment onward, you are walking under a divine veil observed not by fear, but by love. Archangel Michael desires you to know that you have been granted approval for healing, repose, protection, and the kind of miracle that transforms not only your life, but also your soul. They are altering your spiritual blueprint in heaven. No more cycles of pain. There should be no more generational chains in areas where you were called to radiate. No more silent suffering is permissible. Your name was whispered in the corridors of heaven tonight. It was spoken with reverence by angels. God gazed upon you and declared, "That's my child. I will choose that one again." There is no other reason for that. It is because of your heart, not your performance. Because you never abandoned hope. Even when it caused anguish, you persevered despite the pain. Not even others were present when you were. Heaven acknowledges that. Hold on. Not perfection, but persistence. Listen intently. Tonight is still in progress. Do not be surprised if your dreams manifest. If you are awakened at 333 or 4044, perceive your name in the stillness. Feel a presence beside you or sense your heartbeat decelerating due to something unseen. That is spiritual alignment for your soul. That sound is the resonance of heaven. When the veil between the earthly and divine realms thins, it feels like that survival has been your modus vivendi. You will now walk in revelation. You will begin to perceive things that others overlook. Before changes materialize, your heart will sense them. You will be able to discern upon entering a room whether it is spiritually safe or not. This is not delusional talk. It requires discernment. It is also one of your most valuable gifts. Heaven has just granted you access to a deeper part of yourself. Cherish it. Preserve your peace. Maintain the sanctity of your environment. You are now a bearer of divine light, not merely an individual. Your body is like a vessel. Your home is a sanctuary. God is still not finished. This is not the conclusion of the message. Your life is on the cusp of a profound shift. Release the individuals who abandoned you. It is not your past plans that held the key to your future. Heaven is now meticulously reordering your path with sacred precision. The delays were not denials. They were divine detours. You were rerouted for protection, preparation, and something far superior to what you could have ever envisioned. It is possible that you still harbor uncertainty that is acceptable. Transformation never occurs instantaneously. It is a gradual unfolding and a slow revealing. But the initial thread was pulled tonight. From this moment forth, everything will work out in your favor. You will notice that your mind is clearer. You will sound more self-assured. Things that once tempted you will no longer hold their previous appeal. You will yearn for peace. And it will not be because you are striving harder. It will be because your spirit is once again alive. You no longer possess what was never truly yours. One layer at a time, the guilt, the stress, and the weariness are being alleviated. Things will be different when you awaken tomorrow. It is a breakthrough from that fog you have inhabited for months. You will soon wonder how you endured it for so long. Take your time. Step back and allow this to unfold. Go with the flow. Permit the Spirit to guide you. Let the angels perform their function. Please allow your soul to rest. You have exerted sufficient effort. And now, Archangel Michael himself delivers one final message. I have contended for you in realms you cannot even name. With a flaming sword in hand, I stood at the thresholds of your dwelling. Tonight I declared, no more fear, no more pain, no more concealment. I have now enveloped you in divine fire. You have been sealed with celestial light. It cannot be infiltrated by darkness, assault, or any other scheme. God has claimed it as His own. You are liberated, beloved. So find rest tonight. A gentle smile. Inhale deeply and comprehend this. You received the message. The angels remained. God acted. The divine page in your story has just been turned. Every passing minute, heaven is still present, holding, observing, and listening. You grant your spirit permission to connect with the light from which you originated. Every second you remain in this moment, you are not merely an individual navigating life aimlessly. You are a divine soul upon a sacred journey. Now that path is illuminating beneath your feet. When you walk by faith, light invariably reveals the next step, even if it feels uncertain. And fear still attempts to whisper. You have been requesting confirmation that you are not irreparably broken. It is here. You are not damaged. You are becoming. More light has permeated through every fissure in your heart. There is evidence in every scar that you have healed before and will heal again. And the very element that disqualified you for this forthcoming season is precisely what qualifies you. It is not too late. You are not too much. You are perfectly aligned with God's timing. Tonight is not the conclusion because something new is awakening within you. This is an invitation to rest profoundly, to believe entirely, and to rise powerfully. Something holy and ancient. The part of you that comprehends what it is to walk in joy. The part where you once sang unashamedly. The part that harbors hope for miracles even though it has remained silent for years. Now that part is reanimating because genuine divine love is reaching out to you. It has never ceased reaching. You have been requesting confirmation that you are not irreparably broken. It is here. You are not damaged. You are becoming. More light has permeated through every fissure in your heart. There is evidence in every scar that you have healed before and will heal again. And the very element that disqualified you for this forthcoming season is precisely what qualifies you. It is not too late. You are not too much. You are perfectly aligned with God's timing. Tonight is not the conclusion. It is an invitation to rest profoundly, to believe entirely, and to rise strongly because something new, ancient, and holy is awakening within you. The part of you that comprehends what it is to walk in joy. The part where you once sang unashamedly. That part of you that still believes in miracles is reanimating. Even though it has been quiet for years because genuine divine love is reaching out to you, it has never ceased reaching. When your heart ascends, the angels rejoice. Even if it is a quiet affirmation, a hesitant yes, a yes that is fearful but willing. Because heaven knows that even the slightest affirmation can displace the grandest mountain. The warrior of light, the guardian of truth, and the defender of your destiny is Archangel Michael. He heard you utter your yes tonight. Now he stands sentinel until morning, until you awaken, until you regain your strength. You are enshrouded in a peace that the world cannot confer. You might experience an unexpected clarity when you awaken tomorrow. Now is the opportune moment to solidify all that heaven is performing for you. There are far more potent actions you can undertake than merely following a page when you subscribe to this channel right now. Subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. As you are connecting with a continuous flow of God's prophetic declarations, every new video is akin to a fresh download from heaven. It is an opportunity for divine alignment and a chance for God to speak directly to your unique circumstances. When you choose to remain connected to this spiritual font, the angels take notice. Do not assume that this is the final instance heaven will communicate with you through this medium. To guarantee your connection to everything God intends to reveal in the days ahead, click the subscribe button right now with insights that feel as though they emerged from nowhere and energy that defies logical explanation. Do not doubt it. It is not a coincidence. Yes, that is alignment. Divine timing manifests precisely there. God is breathing new vitality into your purpose in that manner. Observe how things begin to shift. Conversations that once drained, you will no longer do so. Individuals who trigger past wounds will lose their influence. You will begin to feel less burdened by worry. You are now spiritually grounded, resolute, deeply rooted and reconnected. Not because your life is without flaw, but because you are because of something eternal that has firmly established itself in your soul tonight. You will not be as easily swayed. You should not be surprised if tomorrow someone you expected to hear from contacts you in that fashion. Heaven is reaffirming this moment once more. It might be a narrative, a message, or a renewed opportunity. Do not resist it. Permit it to unfold. Allow love to enter. Welcome peace. What does God accomplish when you trust Him with everything? Just once. Do not forget that miracles do not always resound loudly. They can manifest as tranquil mornings, profound slumber, a full unobstructed breath, or a heart that no longer races as rapidly as it once did. Those too are miracles, and yours commences tonight. Now inhale deeply once more. Do not constrain yourself. Allow your thoughts to settle. Soothe your heart. It is already accomplished. So let heaven perform its work. You are shielded from harm. You are being heard. You are deeply loved. You are now free. Yes, beloved. Your spirit is still perceiving this. Now that is more significant than you might imagine. It was not a fruitless endeavor that you read, breathed, and felt here any longer. These are not merely words. It evolved into an encounter, a divine visitation, and an imperceptible shift in the trajectory of your life. Heaven is like a comforting blanket that has enveloped you. You have just experienced something sacred. If you are still present, your body may feel fatigued, but your spirit remains robust, fully, gloriously, and eternally awakened. That subtle sense of renewal you experience is not just you calming down. It is your soul resetting, your purpose realigning, and your angels celebrating. It was not merely a message. You lived through a spiritual turning point designed to bear your name inscribed in light. It might feel pleasantly strange for a few days. You might weep without cause, smile without reason, and experience emotions you haven't felt in years. That is what is transpiring now with the spiritual detoxification. What was once heavy within you is being released. The spiritual dust that clung to your light is being swept away. You have returned to your authentic self. The genuine you that God always perceived is the one Archangel Michael came to watch over tonight. Also, do not be surprised if you begin to discern answers where only confusion previously existed. The path forward will start to become clear. Things that were stalled will resume movement. There will be sudden appeals for help from individuals who were previously silent. It is not a coincidence. This divine alignment generates such a ripple effect. Heaven never forgets an affirmation. So you said yes. Now you will perceive music differently. There will be latent meanings in what people say. You are going to pause before reacting. Well, that is discernment in your everyday moments. That is the Holy Spirit accompanying you. You will be able to determine when to speak, when to remain silent, and when to disengage. When the Spirit of God rests upon an individual, that is what transpires. They become lighter. Sometimes your hands might even feel warmer or tingle. Now, that is energy. That is genuine healing. It is termed purpose activation. Some of you perusing this right now are spiritual warriors, healers, prophets, and protectors. And you are not even aware of it. But tonight, your calling was stirred, touched, and imbued with breath. You will soon comprehend why you endured what you did. That is when you will understand why the pain was so precise, why the timing was so divine, and why the delays were in truth concealed acts of mercy. What about your home? Your dwelling is not the same. Beloved, when you awaken, you will perceive a shift. It will feel brighter and lighter. It will be as if something dark finally yielded and departed. That is more than mere energy. That is real. Archangel Michael did not simply drop in to observe when he arrived at your house. He came to cleanse, defend, and reconstruct everything beneath your roof. From this point forward, there can be no more darkness. There is no way for the curse to endure because the fire of heaven has touched every corner. No whisper of fear can take hold. Now you are secure. You can now be seen. You are being held presently and you are ready now. Although your soul apprehends the truth, you may still harbor doubts in your mind. You have been chosen. You are loved. You are watched over in a manner that you will never fully grasp. You would never experience fear again if you could perceive the spiritual forces that surround you right now. Angels standing in proximity, a light so brilliant that it silences every dark voice. Heavenly security is more potent than any lock or alarm. He has not averted his gaze from you, God. Not even for a second. Even after you withdrew, he remained. Even after you surrendered and ceased praying, he waited, observed you. They'll return, he whispered. Wait a moment. And tonight you did. You returned not to religious dogma but to relationship, to the profound divine love that has been pursuing you your entire life. Not to performance. You are no longer the same person. Your soul is not as burdened now. That shadow that once followed you is no longer formidable. The silence that once terrified you is now filled with the voice of heaven. Right now you are enveloped in something eternal. Now you are secure. You can now be seen. You are being held presently. You are now ready. Although your soul apprehends the truth, you may still harbor doubts in your mind. You have been chosen. You are loved. You are watched over in a manner that you will never fully grasp. You would never experience fear again if you could perceive the spiritual forces that surround you right now. Angels standing in proximity. A light so brilliant that it silences every dark voice. Heavenly security is more potent than any lock or alarm. He has not averted his gaze from you, God. Not even for a second. Even after you withdrew, even when you surrendered, even after you ceased praying, he remained. He waited, observed you. They'll return, he whispered. Wait a moment. And tonight you did. You returned to a relationship with the profound divine love that has been pursuing you your entire life. Not to religion or performance. You are no longer the same person. Your soul is not as burdened now. That shadow that once followed you is no longer formidable. The silence that once terrified you is now filled with the voice of heaven. Right now you are enveloped in something eternal. Your spirit is so vibrant that it warms your very blood. You are awaiting that phenomenon. Observe. Keep an eye on how swiftly it moves. The summons, the electronic message, the breakthrough, the individual, and the tranquility. Pay attention to how it manifests in ways that at times bring you to your knees. You are filled with awe, not desperation. Because God transforms everything when he acts. When Archangel Michael comes to visit, he leaves nothing untouched. There was a divine rationale for his presence in your dwelling tonight. You might not fully comprehend it now, but you will. Yes, you will recall this moment when the aspirations you have prayed for finally materialize. This night will linger with you. These words will resonate with you. It will prompt you to whisper to yourself, that was real. Heaven truly came for me. It did and it always will. You are not lost. You are not delayed. We have not forgotten you. You exemplify a miracle. You are the light. You are the child whom heaven would not relinquish. Now you are stepping into everything that was promised. The angels are greatly gladdened. Archangel Michael beams. God is declaring to them, welcome home. Yes, just linger a little longer. In this quietude, you are witnessing the genesis of something beautiful. Profound, authentic, and sacred, not boisterous or theatrical. The clearest voice from heaven can be discerned in this stillness where your soul exhales, where the burden finally dissipates. You yearned for this sensation so deeply, yet did not know how to articulate the request. You now recognize what it is now that it is here. It is like recalling something you had forgotten. You had forgotten. Peace. That is what this is. You can finally discover peace. You are still being protected by Archangel Michael. He has already moved on to tomorrow, next week, and the concerns that have weighed upon your heart. You are anxious about that meeting. That invoice causes you distress. That individual who wronged you and made you feel adrift. Heaven is already there executing its purpose and reviewing everything. You will not be alone tomorrow. You will not be left solitary for another second. The sword of Archangel Michael is drawn and your name has been proclaimed in the courts of heaven. You have been approved for favor, approved for peace, and approved for restoration. There may also be peculiar coincidences that begin to occur. Something they sent you that reminded you of them. A door opening unexpectedly. A message arriving at precisely the opportune moment. It is not mere fortune. Yes, that is alignment. That is heaven repositioning circumstances to support your yes. God is declaring to them, look, I heard you. I saw you. I did not depart. From this point forward, you are going to walk differently. Not with arrogance, but with spiritual assurance, the kind that does not originate from ego, but from a profound inner knowing. You do not have to prove anything to anyone when you know you are held and chosen. It is permissible to relinquish the need for flawlessness because you could never earn grace. It was always a gift. It has now been bestowed upon you. You will observe that people treat you differently. Some individuals will be attracted to your light. Some will distance themselves. Allow them to. Do not pursue those who fear your awakening. They were only comfortable with a subdued version of you. But you cannot remain in obscurity any longer. You were destined to shine. Created to bring light to darkened places, made to alter the atmosphere of a room simply by entering. You will too. You are already there. Know this even if nothing appears different externally. Internally, something has transformed irreversibly. You have embraced your divine form. You recognize who you are again. That will not be stripped from you again by darkness. You are now sealed in light, enveloped by grace and guided by divine intelligence. You are covered in fire. This is not mere hyperbole. This is heaven. Now your dreams will possess greater realism. Some dreams will persist with a strange lucidity. Even if others defy comprehension, that is your guardian angels implanting beneficial ideas in your mind. Do not disregard it. Never be without a notebook nearby. Anything sacred should be recorded. You are now receiving communication from heaven with enhanced clarity. Not merely in dreams, but also in moods, signs, music, conversations, and thoughts. Be vigilant. Keep your door open. You are about to enter a period of heightened clarity. Peace will now reign where confusion once resided. Your faith will now speak where fear used to scream. Delays once held you stagnant, but now flow will take over. The fog is dissipating. The tension is easing. The path is opening up. And you are walking with angels. Place your hand on your heart for a moment. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. And whisper this. I am safe. I am seen. I have help from heaven. I hold my home sacred, protected on my journey. My future is going exactly as planned. Feel the burden depart your shoulders as you exhale. Feel your body relax. That is not merely a mental construct. The presence of God is there. Your nervous system is responding to divine truth in that manner. That is what transpires when heaven draws near. Life will feel different from this point forward. Experience a softness you had forgotten you possessed. You wield a strength you were unaware you had. Chaos is silenced by stillness. Now you are in a hallowed space. You will not desire to return, and you cannot. Tonight is merely the genesis. Miracles will be occurring all around you. It is not always the kind you desire, but the kind you require, like the kind that transforms your spirit before it alters your life. And those are the miracles that endure longest. You will not be as harsh now because you are weak, but because you have encountered genuine power. You will love more freely now, not because you are credulous, but because you know that love is the most potent force in heaven and on earth. You will trust God more because He has proven Himself benevolent, not because life is easy. Place your hand on your heart for a moment. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and whisper this. I am safe. I am seen. I have help from heaven. I hold my home sacred, protected on my journey. My future is going exactly as planned. Feel the burden depart your shoulders as you exhale. Feel your body relax. That is not merely a mental construct. The presence of God is there. Your nervous system is responding to divine truth in that manner. That is what transpires when heaven draws near. Life will feel different from this point forward. Experience a softness you had forgotten you possessed. You wield a strength you were unaware you had. Chaos is silenced by stillness. You are now in a hallowed space. You cannot return now. You will not desire to do so. Tonight is merely the genesis. Miracles will be occurring all around you. It is not always the kind you desire, but the kind you require. Like the kind that transforms your spirit before it alters your life. And those are the miracles that endure longest. You will not be as harsh now because you are weak, but because you have encountered genuine power. You will love more freely now. Not because you are credulous, but because you know that love is the most potent force in heaven and on earth. You will trust God more because He has proven Himself benevolent, not because life is easy. Darkness may still attempt to whisper, though. But now you know how to respond with peace, not fear or panic. You will declare with a smile, I know who I am. I also know who walks with me. You will remember this. You will reflect upon it again when you are uncertain of your course of action. You will add, this was the night I felt heaven in my room. You did, and you still do. You are enveloped in light. Love surrounds you completely. Your hands are clasped in holy ones. Miracles are still transpiring because of individuals like you. This is merely the commencement, which is the most sacred aspect. Now is your opportunity. This is the miracle destined for you in the spiritual realm. I now implore you to formalize it. Feel empowered to inscribe these words in the comments. My miracle is here. I get it now. It is not. I hope it comes, or maybe one day. It is a claim of possession, a declaration of faith that actualizes what heaven has already sanctioned. Something in the atmosphere begins to shift as you write it. Your angels are cognizant of this. Your blessing remains secure. Heaven now awaits your response because you persevered until the end. Inscribe it right now and claim what is already yours. Perform one final action before you depart. It will amplify everything you have received tonight even further. Disseminate this message. Transmit this to everyone on your heart right now before you exit this video by clicking the share button. And sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing and share the breakthrough with your network. Someone you know, such as a friend, a family member, or even someone you haven't conversed with in years, needs to hear what you have just heard. Something extraordinary transpires when you share this. The blessing that touched you begins to flow through you. The breakthrough you obtained improves aspects of your own life. What you give will return to you, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. Be the conduit. Be the vessel. Inform your friends and family about this significant breakthrough and observe how God multiplies your own blessing once more. Finally, beloved, I need you to perform an action that will fundamentally alter everything from this point forward. If you have not already, obtain it now, not to a channel, but to a conduit where God's promises delivered through the prophets flow directly into your life. Subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. You will be the one who receives the new word activation or breakthrough the moment heaven dispatches it. It is insufficient to merely remain connected to content. You need to remain in sync with God's divine blueprint for your life. That is what the adversary desires for you to depart and cease hearing what heaven wishes to communicate to you. Do not permit that to occur. To join this prophetic community, click the subscribe button immediately and ensure the notification bell is activated. It will prove beneficial for you in the long term. Your miracle is already in motion. Heaven observes and the angels are prepared. May your journey be peaceful and strong. And remember that you are never alone. Before we reach the conclusion of this powerful narrative, let us pause to contemplate this profound truth. You did not encounter this message by chance. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct communication from Archangel Michael to you. He is extending his hand and inviting you into a shielded high vibrational community where divine abundance is not merely a hope but a firm promise. This sacred principle is exceedingly simple, yet it possesses the power to transform your entire life. If you adhere to it, you will not just receive blessings, they will be multiplied and permeate every facet of your existence. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate early access to potent content and divine insights that are typically veiled from the general populace. Now is your opportunity to enter a sacred realm where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and accelerated progress towards your destiny. Do not allow this sacred moment of destiny to bypass you. Your breakthrough awaits. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you ensure you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically intended to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is available for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to acquire the guided ebook is provided, which is entirely optional. However, your presence, attention, and energy already signify the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected high vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life if you follow it. You won't just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step.